Hello, friends. Imagine this, a passenger plane is flying. A long-haul flight, for example, transatlantic, the flight takes more than 10 hours, and one passenger on this plane urgently needs to get to his destination. Very, very urgently, literally vitally important. So he spends the entire 10-hour flight trying to walk around the cabin of the plane and complain to all the other passengers, the flight attendant, everyone around him, how urgently he needs to fly to his destination, how they are waiting for him there. Dear friends, attention, a question. Will he be able to fly to the airport in the city he needs before the other passengers? Of course not. Moreover, all he really should do now is calm down and not get on his nerves, or those of everyone around him, the passengers flying next to him, and the airline staff. In addition, this, you must agree, is the only reasonable action he could take, even despite his impatient mood. I think you have seen a similar picture more than once in a doctor's line, for example, when all the patients outside the office patiently wait for their turn, and only one nervously walks along the corridor, pulls the handle, looks into the doctor's office, distracting him and the nurse from their work, while making all the other patients standing in line nervous. Now let's answer a simple question for ourselves. Is this a useful quality, the ability to endure, to have strong-willed qualities? Why did I ask myself this question? Because sometimes I hear this opinion, yes, you are too patient in life. You endure and endure. I've even heard jokes like this, you Belarusians are all too patient, too calm. Apparently, you eat a lot of potatoes and there is too much starch, a sedative, in your blood. Some foreigners joke about us like this. We hear such jokes in everyday life for various reasons. Like, we are too calm a nation, we endure too much, until the noose around our neck squeezes. But let's discuss together what is an antonym, an antipode in meaning for the concept of patience. Opposite in meaning are such terms as, impatience, haste, unceremoniousness. And is it so bad to be a patient person? They say you are too patient, we do not want to be like you, we want fast changes, we do not want slow evolution, we want fast and revolutionary changes. We want chaos, entropy, chaotic movement, which may lead to changes for the better. But this is not accurate, it may not bring. Probably, in chaos it is easier to get more benefits for yourself, it is not for nothing that there is such a saying, scoundrels in troubled waters like to catch the best fish for themselves. If you think about it, then without such very patient people, without patience, without strong-willed efforts over yourself, in principle, it would be impossible to achieve anything worthwhile in life, nothing useful. There would be no progress, in any area of our life. It is impossible to get even a secondary education at school. If you do not endure when you have to sit at a desk in class, sometimes suffer when doing homework and any tasks, any assignments. At the university, at work, we suffer almost every day. In a word, nothing can be achieved anywhere without patience. A person's ability to overcome difficulties, to endure, this is what brings us success in any business. All rich people, for example, are very patient people, flexible, able to adapt to changing environmental conditions. So in the biological world, in nature, those species of animals that tend to show greater flexibility, greater variability, adaptability to changing environmental conditions, they are successful. In addition, those species of animals that preferred stubbornness, rigidity, impatience, either died out completely, or their numbers greatly decreased and they found themselves on the verge of extinction. Christian values and folklore gave birth to many proverbs known to all of us on this topic. I will give some proverbs only from Belarusian and Russian cultures. Patience and work will overcome everything, you need patience for every desire, God endured, and told us to endure. And many others. Taking all this into account, I can say one thing, yes, friends, I endured, and I am proud of it. You will not be able to insult me or any reasonable person by calling me overly patient, calling me sucker, even in such a negative sense of this concept, with a negative connotation. Like you are a loser and everyone will only ride on your neck, dangling their legs. But for understanding people, patience is a sign of decency. The ability to tolerate loved ones and relatives is a benefactor, but strangers and ill-wishers, of course, always need to be rebuffed. Be rather kind, but not kind. Patience and excessive patience are probably two completely different concepts, they have acquired different emotional coloring. However, you must agree that they are very close, related to each other. I suggest you reflect on this topic and think about what kind of people we would like to see around us. Unrestrained, impatient, abrupt, solving all problems hastily, quickly. Or still patient, moderate, capable of not making rash decisions, but weighing everything well. In my video called, How to Recognize a Decent Person, a way to filter out bad people, I talked about the key concepts of self-esteem and decency. So, patience, the ability to endure, is the most important quality of a decent person. Life does not revolve around us, we are not the center of the universe, and sometimes you need to deliberately lower your pride, sometimes even lower your self-esteem. Accept those hardships, trials, those, as it seems to us, unpleasant events in our lives, and accept them with dignity, with patience. By accepting the simple thesis that everything that happens in life is for the best, we can be truly happy people. If you are late for the bus, did not have time to get home early, you should tell yourself, it's for the best. I'll take a walk, which is good for my health. Missed the right turn at the intersection? Rejoice. Perhaps some higher powers are protecting you from a dangerous accident that would have certainly awaited you if you had driven as you had originally planned. Your boyfriend or girlfriend left you. That's great. It means that higher powers are protecting you from a bad family in the future, a bad fate and a bad life. It's worth looking for another person for a close relationship. It's worth finding true love, and not despairing. It means that the past was not yours. Remember, only the patient will be rewarded. The same applies to business and career building. Do you know what distinguishes a bad hunter from a good one? The inability to endure. A bad hunter, if he has not met game, will sit in ambush for a while and go home empty-handed, citing bad weather, bad mood, any external circumstances. In addition, if it starts to rain, it becomes cold and chilly to sit in ambush, waiting for prey, then a bad hunter will not tolerate it even more, he will run to shelter. A good hunter will wait for his prey even in the rain, will get wet, freeze, suffer from the wind, but will still wait for his chance, and when he comes home with the game, everyone will be glad to see him, everyone will appreciate these efforts, talents, success. Moreover, behind the success there was patience. A bad hunter is impatient, he can only whine and envy others. Saying, "Oh, how bad hunting has become these days. There is little game, not enough for everyone. Oh, what a bad country. And what a bad government." A bad hunter will blame everyone around him, but not himself. Agree, how often do we notice such whining around us? There are people who do nothing but complain, without lifting a finger to change something for the better in their lives. Sometimes even here on YouTube I come across comments with this meaning: your educational videos are very long, too long, boring. I couldn't stand it, I got tired of listening, I turned them off. Such commentators can only be pitied, sympathized with them, because with such a zero level of patience, it is generally difficult to understand how people achieved anything in life. How did they finish school? After all, even with sufficient motivation, it is difficult for them to master a 20-minute video on an important topic. Alternatively, do they just want to have fun? For such impatient people, they probably came up with the shorts format or short videos, reels, TikToks, which easily pop into your head, but after half an hour you will not even remember what you watched this short content for several hours. As a result, both time was wasted and no information, no benefit for yourself was received. Only in patience, in agony, some benefit is born. I can tell you this for sure, as a teacher with quite a lot of experience. Knowledge obtained easily, without effort, is not absorbed by our brain at all, is not fixed in long-term memory. Only that to which we applied our own efforts, our patience, will remain with us for a long time. If you recall your years spent in college or university, you will notice that those subjects and teachers that we were most afraid of during our studies, those who had a principled approach to testing our knowledge, even tormented us a little. We suffered over textbooks, wrote term papers. Those teachers gave us lasting knowledge. This knowledge has remained with us today. In addition, those teachers who were conditionally kind, softly and sweetly told, without demanding anything in return, if we did not make any personal efforts to master certain knowledge, subjects, then such knowledge quickly disappeared. Today you will not even remember what you once went through. Thus, only the factor of patience, application of your own efforts, reflection of the mind, can provide some result. Moreover, this concerns not only education, but also any other sphere of human life. Money obtained easily, without effort, is just as easily spent and slips away, as if through your fingers. Only wealth obtained by your own labor can bring you happiness and satisfaction from the fruits of your personal labor. However, about finances, investments, listen to other videos on this channel. Subscribe so as not to miss very wise and useful thoughts. Friends, there is something to think about. Thank you for your attention, and see you soon.